Okay, so I have started and stopped this video 13 times because I am that nervous and scared to make this video. You know, in the past, I've definitely not been scared of speaking against powerful people or people with more influence, money, resources, etc. than frankly I'd ever hoped to have. But for some reason, in this instance, I most definitely am, which probably tells you something. And to be frank, as I'm sitting here, tells me that this is probably the exact right thing to do. If I'm this scared to do it, then I probably should be doing it. The idea of doing this video is something that I've gone back and forth on and that has weighed very heavily on my conscience for about a month, preceding a very disturbing FaceTime call I had with Jeffree Star, who this video is about, as well as other people this video is going to be about as well, which I'll bring in. I was put in a very bad position by Jeffree Star that I don't feel like I deserve to be in, to where I was told things that I'm either silent about and then therefore in a way complicit with some really messed up crap, or I speak about and then put my shit on the line. And I don't feel like it's fair for me to be in that position. And I finally broke yesterday and talked to my childhood best friend about this. And I said, should I be talking about this? I'm scared. She said very plainly, and she's very removed from YouTube and YouTubers and this whole up world. And she was very honest and said, if this is the right thing to do, if this is where your heart is, then there's no other question. All the consequences, this person having, influence or power or whatever, it doesn't matter. If it's the right thing to talk about, it's the right thing to talk about. So I'm just gonna do it. So contrary to what I think some people think, I have never met Jeffree Star. We are not friends. He had me blocked for many years on Twitter because I was critical of some of his very bad behavior. And a year ago, if you guys remember, when he launched some accusations against James Charles, specifically that James Charles is a sexual predator, I was live saying that Jeffree was a mess for that because he's refusing to provide receipts for that claim. He was promising to provide them and then backed off and said, I don't want any part of the drama.
Can we just cancel the whole beauty community as a whole, please?
Here is my opinion. Jeffree has no receipts. I think Jeffree was loving the downfall of James, and now that it's backfiring, he wants to dip out. And I keep saying you can't put your toe in and then your toe out. He didn't put a toe in. He body slammed his way in, tried to ruin this kid's life, and now he's saying, I'm in a really bad place. It's a really dark place for me, and I don't want to do this.
Sounds like every chick to me.
And first of all, sexual predation is not drama. As a rape survivor, I don't feel that it's drama. So I need to be specific about how he came into contact. He reached out to me via DMs on Twitter. And the reason he reached out to me is because of this. And please keep this in mind, because I'm going to come back to this later. I typed out Jeffree's first name in response to someone on Twitter, a reply tweet, not a main feed tweet, saying, I'm thinking about doing a video specifically about Jeffree's involvement with Davi Vanity because it's really shady. He then was in my DMs with a quickness to, in my opinion, put out a fire. He didn't want my video to be made, so he came in my DMs, requested a FaceTime. We most definitely FaceTimed. And this, by the way, this video is not about Davi Vanity, okay? This is just a backdrop of how we came into contact, and I have to be specific about that. And basically he manipulated me into not going forward with my video, said that a bunch of the things that were out there were fabricated. A lot of the receipts I planned on using were fabricated, was very convincing about it. And then a few days later went on Chris Hansen, went back on all of that, and basically showed himself to lie to me. He said a lot of the things were fake and then went back and said they were real on Chris Hansen. But again, that is just point A. This is not the point of this video. That's how he came into contact. So
I know I shouldn't be focused on this, but why is this shirt up there for? I mean, you got this huge old closet, and I don't know why. I am complaining. Let me just start the video again.
however the conversation proceeded, it got to him asking me, so what's your opinion of James Charles? And keep in mind, a year ago, he called James Charles a predator and then refused to back it up with the receipts he promised he had.
I mean, I don't really see James Charles as a predator. I just see him as gay.
To my honest view, which is one that I was public with a year ago when it happened, and said, I felt like if you were going to call him a predator, and promised that you had the receipts, you should have proven it and you should have provided those receipts and you shouldn't have tried to back out of it. I didn't feel that was right. He said, okay, I respect it, but do you want to know the truth? And this is the point where I wish I would have said no, in a way, but in a way not. He then provided me with receipts of a voice memo from a YouTuber who was allegedly sexually molested by James Charles. And it's credible. It's a YouTuber. It's credible. It is not my place to out this YouTuber's name at all. I have privately reached out to this YouTuber and said, hey, I'm a rape survivor myself, because I am. And I should never have been told this, but I want to let you know it's okay to go public with your story. It's okay to be heard, or even just to talk to me if you need to, because I am a survivor myself. So I'm...
Why is she like emphasizing that she's a survivor herself?
in shock after being given this information by Jeffree, and then Jeffree proceeds to tell me, James will never attack me because I have this on him. I have shit on everyone, which he has said publicly before. I have shit on everyone.
Because I have dirt on everyone, and they know to keep their mouths shut.
I don't view something like this as...
To keep their mouths shut.
Yep. That's Jefferee Star. And I bet you're wondering how he got here. Well, I wouldn't be able to answer that because I'm still wondering, just like you.
I don't view something like this as gossip that you hold over someone's head or whatever. This is something serious. This is a crime. And just the fact that he's blackmailing people with this is disgusting. And the fact that I am expected to hold on to this information as well. And just the shocking fact that this is our first interaction ever and he's telling me this, I'm like, how many other people know this and have heard this voice memo and know that this is the truth? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is my first interaction with you and you feel comfortable enough to tell me this, thinking that I'm just going to be in on this little game and complicit and he. No. That's something serious. And yes, it did take me a month to do this video, but that's because I have been scared. This is something serious. And I want to be very clear, this is not my place to out this person, you know, the victim's name, because this is clearly their story to tell. But you guys have to understand the position I'm in. If I receive credible information that a very famous, very powerful YouTuber is a sexual molester or predator, but am I complicit with helping cover up for a predator by not saying that at least that much is true? That's the battle that's been going on in my head. And that's why I reached out to this person privately, the alleged victim, and offered my support. And I highly encourage them to go public. I highly encourage them to tell their story, because one thing I learned from the years it took me to speak up about my own instance of rape is that one thing that's very hard for me to personally live with is knowing that there might have been people after me that were victimized by the man who hurt me because I didn't want to say anything.
I'm praying this quote-unquote victim goes public. More content for me.
And if you think it couldn't get any worse, it most definitely does. Jeffree then revealed to me someone else, a very famous YouTuber, who...
Shane Dawson.
Yeah, I'll use the word raped someone. Did he provide me with receipts of that one? No. Do I personally think it's credible? Yes. And part of the reason why I'm doing this video is to come to you guys and ask, if you guys know this information, what would you do with it? Because I don't know. I don't think I can go to the police on someone else's behalf. I'm scared to say names. I'm scared to reveal what I know. But at the same time, how do I hold on to it knowing there's more victims potentially? If someone's just getting away with it. Like, where does that leave me as a person?
I don't know. Just go public about everything and all will be solved.
What would you do if you were made privy to certain information about certain people that are out here every other day, like, you know, getting money and sponsorships and accolades and public, you know, adoration? What do I do? And what...
I mean, that's half the world, to be honest. Celebrities, YouTubers, government.
One of the reasons I definitely decided to do this video and made me so sick is that Jeffree went on a podcast recently and teased this same receipt, the same voice memo from the YouTuber who was allegedly sexually molested by James Charles to FaZe Banks and Keemstar.
So if you want, we can pause and I can go in another room and play Banks what I have on my phone, and he can determine if he would have sent the same tweet.
So you're running around telling these people like it's hot.
Who are Jeffree Star's fans? Like, I bet you it's a bunch of furries.
Fun, gossip, whatever. And like I said before, it's not to me. It's serious to me. And you may have every other one of these YouTubers as your little puppet and you're in their ear doing whatever. I'm no one's puppet. You can't put the battery in my back. You can't silence me. I know you paid to silence people. You can't silence me. And I'm just not going to be that person. Especially not if you're going to make me aware of crimes and then be like keeping me in on this little secret. Like, no. I'm sorry, no. A lot of people I know are afraid of Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star has a lot of people by the balls. Let's just be honest. A lot of people have Jeffree in their ear constantly
I mean, are you trying to grab me by the balls?
in their DMs, trying to manipulate them or get them to run with certain stories. He's paying off people for silence. He's paying people to say certain things. Never me. But I'm just disgusted that he expected
With consent, of course.
me to be one of these people that he can just drop these disgusting bombs on, and I'm supposed to be like, funny tea, funny gossip. It's really not. The stuff that Jeffree does behind the scenes, manipulating people. I know so many people who have told me, Jeffree's in my DMs trying to get me to say this or do this or that. I don't know why he trusted me to be one of his little pawns, but I'm really not that bitch. Recently, the owner of the clothing brand Dolls Kill fell into some really heavy backlash and controversy. I think for posting a pro-police thing during all the protests and riots. Bella, be quiet. It's my dog.
That dog said, tell him. Tell him. Tell him.
And wherever you fall in terms of that whole debate, that's separate. But regardless, this brand owner was getting a ton of backlash. The whole world was coming down on them, comment sections, everything. And in this person's moment of weakness, Jeffree decided to DM them saying this: "Hope you have a beautiful morning and get a rubber bullet in the middle of your f***ing head." Who says that? That is disgusting. That is monstrous. That is seeing someone in
Jeffree Star says that, of course.
pain and wanting to compound on that pain. Who says, I hope you get a rubber bullet? Like, who says I'm holding blackmail against James Charles for sexual predation?
Jeffree Star.
Who says, by the way, this person raped someone, but
Jeffree Star.
keep it quiet, Blair? What? I know Jeffree feels like he can play with it, and maybe he feels like all these YouTubers are in his back pocket and everyone's scared of him. And you know what? I was scared. And even making this video right now, I'm scared. When I go to hit the upload button, I'm going to be scared. But I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to post it.
I mean, you're already 11 minutes in. I would be pissed off if I recorded 11 minutes or 18 minutes and didn't upload it.
One other thing. I recently posted on my Instagram story, basically like alluding to the fact that I wanted to do this video. And here's what's very important about my Instagram. Jeffree does not and has never followed me there. However, within minutes of me posting this story, or I didn't even tag him just like before, he was FaceTiming me. I didn't answer because I didn't want him in my head again, and I didn't want to be manipulated again. Okay? So I just think it's kind of weird that, I don't know if he pays someone to monitor people's social media that he's like worried about or trying to control.
I don't even know if that's an if. I just feel like he does do that. He gets all his little furry friends.
Or whatever, but for him to FaceTime call me within minutes of me posting this on my story when he wasn't tagged and doesn't follow me, and keep in mind that's how he contacted me the first time on Twitter. I typed his first name in response to someone. That's crazy to me. That's sociopathic, that's controlling, that is trying to, again, use people as your puppet. This last month of being scared to say all this was not healthy for me. I was disgusted with myself, and it's over.
This is why I couldn't really give a shit about the YouTube community, because once you're in it, you involve yourself in all types of drama.
Period. So to answer what I think will be an important question, I did not record because I'm not a grimy bitch.
Unlike Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson,
the FaceTime
and Cheeto Dawson. I didn't forget about you, meow.
call. So the evidence that was made clear to me about James Charles's victim, I don't personally have on my phone because I'm not entering a FaceTime call with someone, setting a screen record or screenshotting or whatever, okay? And you are gonna have to take into account that he has teased this to FaZe Banks, to Keemstar. Go ask them if they've heard the voice memo, for real. And also take into consideration what I would gain by lying about this, because there's literally nothing. If it came out that I made up this crazy elaborate bull story about what he told me, pretty sure it would ruin my life.
But it's going to happen. I mean, everyone knows it's going to be a lie, but it's going to happen. But you won't be ruined because of it. I won't let the furries get to you.
Lying about something that's crazy. So, believe me or don't believe me, but that's all I can say is my truth and what happened in this scenario. So in closing, I just want to say
Don't care. Yeah. Should we just go find another video?
Hi guys, I'm Mar, and today this video is just gonna be a little bit different. And on this video, I'm gonna talk about something that honestly I never thought I was gonna be talking about. It's something I've been staying quiet for literally 4 years now, and I know most people are scared to talk about this. I'm scared to talk about this. I feel this almost like some Harry Potter thing where I can't even say the name, but I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Every YouTuber so far that has made a video about Jeffree Star always starts off with, "I'm scared." Jeffree, your time is coming.
We talk about Jeffree Star. I'm going to talk about my personal drama with him and a lot of the things that have been happening behind the scenes. And guys, I want to tell you, I'm scared. I feel like anyone, whenever it comes to talking about Jeffree Star, is scared. And that's why I feel like so many of us, when it comes to this particular subject, we just stay silent. And to be 100% clear, Jeffree Star has no dirt on me. I know he has come forward and said, oh, I have dirt on everyone. The whole beauty community is scared of me. And my personal opinion is that that's not even true. But at least for me, Jeffree has absolutely no dirt on me. That's not the reason why I'm scared. The reason why I'm scared is because Jeffree is so good at manipulating everything. Anything Jeffree says, people will believe it.
Furries will believe it.
And that's what makes it so scary, because I can sit here, I can bring you guys receipts, I can tell you guys the truth, and still, if he says something different, people will most likely believe him. And that's what makes it so scary, because you just don't know what you're up against.
She talks like she has a gummy bear stuck in her throat 24/7.
Like, I don't know what's gonna come out of his mouth. However, I thought to myself, I really owe it to everyone to be brave and come forward, because I feel that if enough of us do it, if enough of us tell our story, you guys might be able to just understand a little bit. I feel like Jeffree has been a really damaging force, not only in the beauty community, but really in the internet as a whole. And I know that a lot of you guys love and support Jeffree, and trust me, I understand. I don't blame you at all. When you see a Jeffree video, you're like, oh my god, this guy's fascinating. He has this certain way with people. He has like this power, and especially when you don't know him. But when you meet him in person, you start to see, and it's really scary. So the beauty community right now has this reputation for being a really...
You know what? I don't really care. Cancel it all. Cancel Jeffree. Cancel Shane. Cancel... I don't know about James Charles yet. Just cancel all the rapists, pedophiles, furries. I'm out of here. Bye.